Look, I've been in crypto for 9 years now, since 2015, and I keep seeing the same things repeating over and over again. It's almost like they recycle news, but it's just new events all the time. You know, we've got the forever wars going on. Iran just bombed Israel, and Trump and Kamala, the elections. Who's going to win? Is Trump our magical savior? Is Kamala going to take away all of our crypto? And most importantly, what does this mean for the price of PulseChain and Hex and our bags? Are our bags still going to pump? Everybody wants to know. I'm going to explain to you guys what I think about these news events and why you need to not panic. If you don't get anything else from this video, it's just do not panic. All right, everything's going to be fine. You see, there's all these emotionally triggering issues that come up. There's all these big news events that sometimes lead to short-term dips for whatever reason. But do they even really lead to the dips? Because a lot of times people just take whatever news event is currently going on. And here's the secret. They take what's currently going on and then they apply it to the price to look for a reason. I've said this before, but it's almost all the time that the price precedes the news. Sometimes the news does precede the price. Like look at COVID, for example. But, you know, guess what? When COVID happened, what did we do? We just printed our way out of it. Okay? Because the government, the establishment, not just the government, the Federal Reserve, the World Economic Forum, the global elites, all right, the baby eaters, they are not going to let the system crumble. They want to give you the illusion of stability no matter what. So this video is about just don't panic. You know, don't lose sight of the opportunity that we have on the table here with coins like Hex, even Ethereum, Bitcoin. It's all going to pump. Crypto offers life-changing potential gains if you're willing to sit through the volatility and not get scared, not get shaken out. And you've got to realize when you've been in the markets as long as I have, and a lot of people have been in the markets even longer, but many people out there, they still just, they follow along with the herd mentality. You know, people that are just casually observing, you might be scared. You might be wondering what's going on. Is Israel, Iran, is it Russia, Ukraine? Are they going to wreck my bags? Do we still have a shot? All you need to know is that they're going to keep devaluing the dollar, keep printing more money. And I just want to show to you guys, right? For example, Trump versus Kamala. Okay, is Trump the pro-crypto candidate? Yes, probably will do a better job managing crypto because what Trump represents to people is somebody that's outside of the establishment and people that are fed up with the status quo. You know, I really don't even know if Trump really has a firm grasp on what crypto is, right? But we've got Trump over here. Look, he was at a Bitcoin conference talking about, you know, promising to fire the SEC chair, Gary Gensler. As we all know, Gary Gensler is the enemy of crypto, public enemy number one, right? He's suing everybody out there. He's making crypto a very unfriendly environment in the USA. Everybody's, you know, moving offshore. It's terrible. But is Trump going to be our magical savior? Look, guys, he was already the president once. And he didn't really do anything for crypto during that time. Now, of course, crypto during that time was way more nascent, right? It was a much newer industry. It wasn't as mature yet. And to be honest, guys, I don't even think Trump really has a solid understanding, but he has actually put together, or his people have put together somewhat of a strategic plan, a pro-crypto plan. Whereas Kamala hasn't barely said a word about it, but her handlers too are basically going to bribe her to fire Gary Gensler as well. So the takeaway here is that people get so wrapped up. Is it Trump or Kamala? Which one's going to pump our bags? The fact that the system is crumbling means that our bags are going to pump. Okay, the fact that the system is decaying, they're going to keep printing more money. Inflation is not going to stop. All right, so I can show you a news article about Trump going to fire the SEC chair, and I could also show you a news article about Kamala. Donors, read bribes, okay? Donors means bribers, privately urging to fire the FTC and the head of the SEC. And this would be good for crypto. Congress is not happy with the SEC. Retail's not happy, but lucky for us, Congress is not happy either. We just saw Gary Gensler get roasted by Tom Emmer. It was a beautiful thing. If you haven't seen that video, go look up Tom Emmer roasts Gary Gensler. I'm sure you're going to find it hilarious. I mean, it was a long time coming. And he's not that popular, guys. He's not that popular. And just look at the trajectory of things, okay? Look at the SEC. Look at all the people leaving. People forgot about this already. And this happened only in June. This is June 17th, right? The SEC's crypto chief, David Hirsch, resigns after 9 years. He resigned, guys. He went to go work at a law firm because this is what these people do. They work in the public sector and then it's a revolving door. It's called regulatory capture. They go work to put, this on their resume. And they look at all these people that they're suing as little trophies that they could put on their resume to say, oh, look, I did a good job. I'm climbing the corporate ladder. And now he's going to go work in the private sector for a law firm, probably to go defend the same people that he was attacking. It's just a crazy cat and mouse. I mean, it just never ends, guys. The wars never end. The corruption never ends. The people that are in government, they're in government for life a lot of times. And they're just in the system. Their job is to just keep the system running, to keep these cogs in the machine turning. Okay, they're not from the outside. And people already forget about this guy. Okay, but everyone's talking today about this new SEC guy, Chief Gerber Grewal. What a strange name, Gerber. I thought that was like the Gerber baby. I don't know. Gerber Grewal, he leaves in mid-October with 9 days notice, but they've already got some other guy to fill in for him. All right, and what I want to show you guys here, the takeaway is that everyone's talking about this guy leaving today, which is good, right? People in the SEC are leaving. And this guy, by the way, he opened over 100 enforcement actions. He's partially to blame for all the reckless enforcement actions, all the lawsuits against innocent companies. Yeah, do they occasionally get one of the bad guys? Of course. But they didn't catch FTX. They didn't catch Celsius. They didn't catch all these guys that lost billions of dollars. The SEC was actually having backdoor meetings with FTX, with Sam Bankman-Fried. Somehow just slipped under the table or brushed it under the rug. I don't know. That he was stealing $9-10 billion. Worse than Bernie Madoff. Literally worse than Bernie Madoff. But, you know, they're all connected, guys. Carolyn Ellison was literally friends with Gary Gensler at MIT. They're all in cahoots. Okay, they're part of the elites. They go to the same Ivy League colleges. They go to the same revolving door, 3-letter agencies. And then they go work for the private sector. Well, after they go work for the very same regulatory agency that regulates that private sector. Just like, you know, you work for the CDC and then you go work for Moderna. Or you work for the FDA and then you go work for Monsanto or whatever the company's name nowadays. Okay, it's a revolving door. And think about how quickly everybody just forgot about this news event. Don't forget that this other crypto guy also resigned in, 2 months ago, 4 months ago, but everyone just forgets and everyone just looks at what's happening today. Look, the trajectory that we're going on is actually incredibly bullish. I mean, the fact that these two big guys left, I made a tweet about it, right? These two big guys left and then Trump, Kamala, doesn't matter. They both want to fire Gary Gensler. Trump outright said it. And then Kamala, I don't know if she has any thoughts of her own, but her handlers are bribing her to do the same. And you've got a lot of people out here saying, look, his departure is a blow to the ongoing efforts at the SEC. Okay, this is good. We want this. We want a blow to the ongoing efforts. Look, this might be bullish for the Richard Hart, PulseChain, Hex, PulseX case. It might be bullish. Because after the big guys leave that were pressing these issues, are the new guys going to care as much? Whether or not Gensler gets fired, it seems like a lot of the power is being taken out of the SEC, which again, public enemy number one. Not only for crypto, but specifically for PulseChain. Now, can the SEC take your PulseChain away from you? No. Can they shut Hex down? No. They can't shut Hex down because it's a smart contract on a blockchain. They don't know that. All right, but they don't know. They probably don't even understand fully that blockchains are decentralized. Well, the legit ones are, not like a layer 2, but PulseChain, for example. Good luck taking down every single computer running the PulseChain code worldwide, globally. You're going to call all the validators in, India, Russia, South Africa, and you're going to get them all to shut down at the same time. Same with Ethereum, same with Bitcoin. They're too decentralized. They're too distributed for one single government or one single 3-letter agency, the SEC, to take down, even if the SEC wishes they could. And what I'm starting to feel, guys, is look at Hex right here. Hex did a 4x in the past 3 weeks. Let's do the measurement, shall we? If you haven't been paying attention to Hex on PulseChain, pay attention to this one, guys. This is a 300% up move. That means basically a 4x, right? Because you multiply it by 4, 300% on top of the additional 1. If you count the additional 100%. That's just how it works, guys. Did a 4x from 1/3 of a penny to 1.5 pennies. Did a couple of doublings. Can Hex do its next doubling, everybody? Look. What is that shape right there, guys? Maybe that looks like a little ascending triangle, perhaps. For you TA guys out there, look at that. You seeing what I'm seeing? A little ascending triangle with the higher probability to break to the upside. If you don't know about TA, that's ascending triangles. And Hex is showing strength, and all the coins are showing strength. PulseChain, PulseX, INC, off of their miserable lows, terrible bear market. Everyone's bored, everyone's rage quitting. Everybody's just angry, and past angry now, they're just bored and depressed. And I think the people that would have capitulated have capitulated. But it just goes to show you that, it's all really just the greater, all markets are, it's just the hive mind of human consciousness and how everybody's feeling, right? So when everybody's feeling sad, everyone's feeling mad, no one wants to buy, the prices are going to go down, just like they have been for a long, long time. 6 months of down. We had a little pump in March that was nice, March, April, but 6 months of down. And then eventually people aren't sad anymore. And the emotions change. And so it doesn't matter the news. It doesn't matter Iran bombs Israel. Should I be afraid about Iran bombing Israel? Look, it's the forever wars, guys. BlackRock's already made deals to rebuild. I mean, it's crazy. Same with Ukraine. They're funding both sides. And they've been doing this. It's a tale as old as time. It's a tale as old. I'm going to point to a price chart on Ethereum too and just show you some other big news events, you know, some geopolitical issues in the past that ended up really not being a big deal. Because what matters is just human sentiment. And then we as humans, we have this weird need to figure out why did something happen. So oftentimes we'll take the news and we'll just slap on our sentiment to make it positive or negative. For example, CZ getting out of jail. Yeah, that's great. CZ's out of jail. He's back. The good morning tweet. After he gets out of 4 months of jail, tweets GM and, you know, just like a hero returning. Hundreds of thousands of likes. I mean, how can you not like it? Honestly, I'm Team CZ. Good for him. He doesn't deserve to be in jail at all, but glad that he's out. He's done a lot for crypto. Say what you want about him being, you know, a centralized middleman, but is this a bullish or bearish thing? Because think about if we were still in a bear market. Think about if this happened in 2023. Nobody would even care, okay? Nobody would even care. But the fact that this happens in a bull market, everyone just assigns, oh, the price is pumping at end of September, price is pumping, September 27th. There's no reason that this has to be bullish or bearish. Okay, this is a perfect example of CZ getting out of jail as just people assign how they feel inside to the news on the outside. Right? So just the other day, just yesterday, I believe, in the news, you've got, you know, Iran bombing Israel. You know, they've been at war for hundreds and hundreds of years, those regions of the world. And apparently, we look at the price chart here, price took a little dip. Price took a little dip, but because we have, as human beings, we just can't live without answering why. Oh no, why did we dump a whole 11, 12%? Well, people are going to look to what's happening in the news and they're going to say, well, geopolitical instability. But as we know, unfortunately, war is bullish, right? They're going to print money to fund the wars, just like they've been doing for the entirety of human civilization. But look, if you're scared about this little 12% dip, I'm just here to tell you, 12% is nothing. Okay, crypto is the most volatile asset class. I mean, come on, guys. The Hex community survived 99% down. 99% dip, and we're still here. Don't shake yourself out after a little 12% dip, especially if you're new to crypto. People might not realize this, but you're playing a different game now. The stock market is rigged. The stock market is propped up. Just look at PE ratios, right? Price to earnings. Crazy high multiples. Look at the NASDAQ, all the tech stocks. Are they actually really worth that much? That many multiples of what they're earning? No, but all the funny money that's been printed from the government has to go somewhere. So the NASDAQ is just up and to the right, just like the S&P 500, up and to the right, because this is late stage capitalism. And, you know, the establishment, again, they want the illusion of stability. So they're going to print their way out of it. They're going to keep stealing people's purchasing power by inflation, which is actually theft, right? They're not taking money out of your bank account. They're just making everything else cost more. And all this excess money is going to flow to, I don't know, tech stocks, but most importantly, crypto. You know, the fundamental thesis has not changed. And going back to the topic of how people forget so quickly, right? Does anybody remember what happened in October of last year? This is exactly 1 year ago. 1 year ago, we've got Desert Horror. Music festival goers heard rockets and Gaza militants fired at them and took hostages. Right? This is when Hamas invaded the music festival, the Israeli music festival. You almost don't even hear about that anymore. I mean, it's not something we should forget, but what happened to the price during that day? Just from a purely price perspective. Look, all we're talking about is the price. Okay, the price took a little dip, 7% dip over the course of a week, and then it pumped stratospheric. It went from $1,500 to $4,000 Ethereum. So people forget these things so quickly, and I just want to highlight how quickly people forget news, how simple the crowd is, and how it really helps just to zoom out and take a more observational approach. If you become the observer of everything, if you're not inside of it and being manipulated and letting other people manipulate your emotions, if you're taking a step back and you're observing it from a bird's eye view, this whole crypto thing becomes a lot easier to deal with. You know, look, I made a line right over here. This is when Russia declared war on Ukraine. Okay, right over here. Now, was that good or bad? Well, we were in a bear market, guys. FTX just imploded, and basically we had to repent for our sins of money printing during COVID. So this just happened right smack dab in the middle of a crazy bear market. So the fact that Russia invaded Ukraine, I mean, sure, maybe on that particular day, people were like, oh, well, this is the reason we're dipping today. But then zoom out and realize that, you know, this giant bear market here, Ethereum dropped 81%. It's a little blip on the radar. Okay, it's a little tiny blip on the radar, these news events, these geopolitics. All this war, I mean, it's very sad, of course. Obviously, I want people to stop dying and people not to have to go to war to fight for corporations, the corporatocracy. But it's the world we're living in. And I'm just saying the way to handle your long-term investments in crypto is not to get obsessed with the day-to-day and the news of the week, because it's all designed to just keep us triggered, to keep us glued, addicted to the screens, and make us emotional. It's going to try to put you in a tribe, get all of us fighting with each other so we're not zooming out and realizing that maybe this could be the biggest wealth transfer in human history. Maybe Hex could do a double. What if Hex goes to 3 cents, but then you dumped it all because you got scared about, tensions in Palestine, Israel? We can go all the way back to COVID too, just to prove it even further, right? Look at COVID, negative 60% in 5 days. This was COVID right here. It's March 2020, right? Printed our way out of it in June, July. That's literally 2-3 months later. We were right back to square one. V-shaped bottom. And then what happened after that? Oh my God, we just went absolutely crazy. Ethereum went from $250 to $5,000, 4,800. So you don't want to be trading in and out of this stuff. You don't want to be sidelined and then getting in and out and trying to trade the news, especially the news, guys. The news is all manipulated. It's all propaganda. It's all designed to just get you scared. Don't panic, guys. Crypto's the way out. Hex is pumping. The chart here is looking pretty bullish. And you don't want to fumble the bag for Trump, Kamala, Iran, Ukraine, Russia, whatever it is. Whatever it is trying to scare you. They don't want crypto to happen, but it's inevitable. Crypto's gonna keep happening. All we have to do is keep talking about it. Keep it in the public consciousness. Keep it relevant. As long as the PulseChain community, the Hex community, which they're doing a fantastic job if you look at them. Again, if you take a third party, bird's eye view, you look at what's happening, who's yelling the loudest, it's PulseChain. Right? Obviously, Ethereum is not going anywhere. Bitcoiners are always going to be here. But the only thing to do is to capture some of this attention, to keep on talking about it, because all this excess money that they're printing out of nowhere, their magic made up internet money is going to flow into our magic made up internet money with controlled supply and mathematical inflation, and not just a group of guys in robes, a bunch of Illuminati and all that stuff. So keep it simple. Don't be scared. Don't panic. We're going to recover. Everyone's all so quick to say, oh, well, October is canceled. Guys, it's October 3rd. It's just October 3rd, man. Get it together. And I'm not saying any person in particular. I just want to say that having been here for so long, I'm reasonably confident that when you look at the PulseChain ecosystem or other stuff like even Ethereum, they're still very bullish in the long term. The fundamentals haven't changed. And when I see these news events now, I'm just like, oh man, just another one, really? Another one? You start to see it all before. You start to see even some of the same articles get recycled. Like, that murder hornets article that comes around every couple of years? The murder hornets are invading. It's like, I think they actually recycle the propaganda. Because if it bleeds, it leads. And now more than ever before, we're all online. Everyone's addicted to their phones. All these news organizations and media companies, they know the only way that they can stay in business to sell you ads is by triggering you and basically just inserting fear and doom porn. Doom and gloom, fear, uncertainty, doubt. So try not to get too wrapped up in all this, guys. That's really the only point in this video. Trump, Kamala, Trump would probably be better, but they're not the ones in control of inflation. All right, that's the Federal Reserve. It's a private company, as a matter of fact. Hamas, Israel, Gaza, whatever happens, Russia, Ukraine, it's not good. I don't love it. Wish it would stop, but it's not going to stop nations everywhere and the oligarchies from trying to prop up the economy, and they take away all the volatility at the expense of the people. They take away all the volatility because they don't like volatility. They're a giant institution. Again, they want the illusion of stability. Well, we're playing a crypto game here, guys, and when we're playing crypto, we don't have corrupt institutions pumping our bags, so you're going to see the whole entire range of human emotions. Look, it's not for the weak-hearted. All right, we've said this before, like, the price you pay for the extreme gains is the extreme volatility. You just can't really let this volatility get to you too much, because if you're thinking on a multi-year time scale, months and years, not what's happening today, you're going to do a lot better. And just look at all this volatility here. Look at how much these prices go up and down. There's no corporation, there's no entity, no government propping these charts up. This is crypto, guys. It's the Wild West. It's a truly open market. So you're going to get on the chart the full range of human emotions. You're going to get the SEC fear. That's entirely just fear of the people. So crypto is a direct reflection of the feelings and emotions of the hive mind, the collective consciousness. Whereas if you look at the S&P 500 just straight up and to the right and you go, oh, I guess the economy has just been perfect the whole time. Well, not really, right? We've gone through ups and downs, but all the volatility in there is gone. When you print money and you inflate everything, inflate everybody's purchasing power away, all that money goes back into capital. Makes the rich richer and the poor poorer. Makes the price of everything higher. Those with the assets capture all the inflation. Kind of like people that stake Hex capture all the inflation. But this is a much more corrupt version, okay? So own assets that pay you. Join the capital class, which you can actually do, right? Previously, you'd have to be like an accredited investor. It's never been easier for a lot of these investments just to start, get a crypto exchange, get a crypto wallet, get into crypto. But again, with great potential for gains comes extreme volatility. Good luck out there, guys. Survive till 25 and beyond. I'm still very bullish for the future. Keep an eye on Hex, guys. Do not miss this one. Could we do another double? I mean, one of these days, it could just shoot up crazy. And then if you were sidelined, if you miss a couple of the biggest green days of all time, all year, this defines long-term holding in a nutshell, okay? Investing just 4 days each month captures all of the market's gains, research suggests. Historically, all of the stock market's gains, and crypto too, will come from just a few days each month. If you're trading in and out, if you're not long-term holding diamond-handed, you're just going to be chasing the pumps. And you don't want to be that guy. All right, make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. If you want to get started in crypto, but you don't know where to start, and if you're an absolute beginner, check out hexpassiveincome.com, get the course, limited time offer, and get it before Hex keeps doing God knows how many doubles. It's going to teach you all about the PulseChain ecosystem, staking ladders, yield farming, and just the basics of how to do crypto safe, how to do it right, how to have the right mindset. You owe it to yourself to educate yourself about the emerging asset class of crypto and be one of those early adopters. Guys, you don't want to be late. See you on the next one.